Is to show you how to use a Q staff. Now, a Q staff is a staff that's set aside to put in material that can later be attached to other parts to show cues about what's happening in the rest of the ensemble. So we might put in kicks over time, we might put in certain melodic passages and then make that be available to be attached to another part. This is a different system other than kicks over time. Kicks over time just show you rhythms, but a Q staff can actually show you like chord changes as well as rhythms. So let's take a little example. Let's say what we would do is we'd copy the piano part. So the piano part's already been entered. So I'm copying that and I'm just going to put it right in here. Oh, and I got to make sure my filter is going to copy my notes. There we go. Try it again. There we go. I've got all my chords. Now what I don't have is my chord changes, so I'm going to recopy again and make sure I get my chord changes as well, because I may want to use those when I attach to another part. Like say I want to give this to the guitar player or something. Guitar player's playing mainly melody maybe, and I want the person to have the chords as well as the rhythms. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to make the staff smaller, because when we attach the staff to a part, we want it to be smaller so it doesn't take up so much room. So the way we do that is with the resize tool. It looks like this, looks like the percentage tool. You just click on the staff somewhere and where it says resize staff, and you just type in a smaller amount, usually 70, and then in this case it would be all the way to the end of the piece. So you can see it makes it smaller. Okay, that's step one. Then the next step is to, you notice that it has bar lines and everything. When you have floating Q staff, you don't want to actually have bar lines. I'll show you what I mean by that. Just to remind you what it would look like. If we have the lead sheet here, you can see in this document the kicks over these kinds of Q staff things look like that, right? They're really small, not taking up much room, but they're giving us information about chordal rhythms and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is apply a staff style which I've programmed, which should be in this document. And it's called, you go to the staff tool and if you control click, you'll see all the staff styles, and this is called chordal Q staff. And usually I would recommend making a shortcut for it. The way you would do that is Shift C, say for chordal Q staff. You do Shift C and then choose that particular one, wherever it is. And now from now on it will be just a C is all you have to click. So I'm doing a left, I'm going to the left of the Q staff to select the entire staff, and I'm hitting C, and you can see what it does is it takes away the bar lines and it turns the notes into rhythmic notation, and that's what's happening right here. You can see. Now, all of this, by the way, has to be done in page view. This can't be done in the other view. Now, what you're going to want to do also is probably in this case, because you're going to be attaching this to a part, you probably don't really need all these these whole notes. They're not really supplying vital information. So we can layer another staff style on top of that in this case, which would be to hide that much of it. And the hide collapse staff style is, we usually program that to be an H. I think by default it's D, but here it's an H. And that's what you want. You want collapse. Collapse, not cutaway. And then hit that H, and now when we go to attach it to a part, this will not be taking up space, only this part will show up. Okay, so that's how we get the Q staff sort of active and ready to go. Now in the next video I'll show you how to attach it to another part.